Hello, my name is Gene Roberts. I'm Director of Facilities Operations at the University of Connecticut. Welcome to the Central Utilities Plant, home of Husky Power. Here we produce 25 megawatts of electricity, 10,000 tons of cooling, and an average of 100,000 pounds of steam an hour. This is a state-of-the-art plant. One of our goals is to keep everyone safe. We expect you to act and work safely while in our plant. There are many hazards throughout the plant, so please respect the equipment and the operations, and be aware of your surroundings. We hope that during your visit today, you'll help us maintain our excellent record by working safely. Thank you for your attention.
The operations team at the Central Utility Plant, Husky Power, takes great pride in its excellent health and safety record. We are a leader in clean, safe, and efficient production of electricity, steam, and chilled water for the UConn Stores campus. We are committed to being a good neighbor to both the environment and the community. We are equally committed to ensuring the safety and health of our employees and any contract employees visiting our facility. Located on the west end of the Stores campus, the Central Utility Plant functions as both a cogeneration facility and a combined cycle power plant. Our facility consists of 4 major interconnected buildings. The first building is the boiler house. Here, water tube boilers number 1, 2, 3, and 7 produce 125-pound high-pressure steam used to satisfy campus heating demands. The second building is the chiller building. Located in this section of our facility are 2 900-ton TECO gas-fired chillers and 2 1,100-ton Carrier electric chillers. Boiler number 9 can also be found in this building. It's capable of supplying 90,000 pounds of steam per hour. The third building is the diesel generator building. This building houses a 1 megawatt Caterpillar Black Start diesel generator and 2 Mitsubishi 1,000 kilowatt life, health, and safety generators. The fourth and final interconnected building is the Cogen facility, or main turbine building. This building is home to a state-of-the-art combustion turbine combined cycle power plant. Located within this building are 3 Solar Taurus 70 combustion turbine generators, 3 Rentec heat recovery steam generators, 3 York 2,000-ton steam-driven water chillers, and various other associated equipment. As a combined cycle power plant, we use natural gas and at times fuel oil to create electricity via our 3 combustion turbines. Husky Power supplies about 24 megawatts of electricity to the UConn campus. The waste heat from the combustion process is converted into 200,000 pounds of pressurized steam per hour. We then take the pressurized steam and use it to heat campus buildings and power a steam turbine that generates electricity. 125-pound high-pressure steam drives water chillers used to cool campus buildings as well. Located next to the biopharmacy building, our facility is monitored 24 hours a day via electronic surveillance. The main entrance is located on the north side of the Cogen facility. Once you arrive at the main entrance, contact the control room via the door intercom system in order to gain access to the facility. Once access has been granted, enter the plant and proceed directly to the control room. The control room is located on the second floor of the Cogen facility. From the main entrance, you may use the hall stairs or the building elevator located on the first floor of the main turbine hall. Anyone visiting our facility must check in with the control room twice per day, once when they arrive and once before they leave. This process is critical to ensure the control room has an accurate personnel count. All emergency response plans, material safety data sheets, and job safety analysis forms can be found in the control room. You must have your MSDS for any chemicals brought onto the Husky Power site. All containers must be labeled with the product name and hazards. Please have all your MSDS information available for Husky Power personnel review. Here in our facility, the NFPA Diamond is the primary labeling system used to provide general hazard information. The control room is also where you will find our automated external defibrillator. The control room functions as the emergency operations center for our facility. Any actual or potential emergencies, as well as accidents or near accidents, must be reported to the control room as soon as possible. The control room has direct contact to emergency services. Emergency 911 calls from cell phones are not directed to local emergency response teams. Your first notification of any incident should always be to the control room. The Gatronics paging system is the most direct way to contact the control room. These phones are located throughout the facility. Each phone is uniquely numbered so that the control room may easily identify your location. To use the phone, pick up the handset, turn the dial to any channel or line. Press the button on the handle and speak your instructions. Release the button on the handle and wait for the control room to pick up. In an emergency, announce your Gatronics phone number and help will be dispatched to your location. The main parking lot, located outside the boiler house building, serves as Husky Power's emergency evacuation rallying point. In the event of an emergency, you will be notified over the public address system. Proceed directly to the parking lot for a personnel count and wait for further instructions. The combustion process begins in the Cogen facility or main turbine building. The 3 Solar Taurus 70 combustion turbines draw fuel from the 350 psi natural gas line and the 6 50,000-gallon No. 2 fuel oil tanks. The turbine pulls air into the engine, where it is compressed as it passes through a series of rotating blades. The compressed air then passes into a combustion chamber, where fuel is added, ignited, and burned, producing hot gas. This hot gas expands across the turbine rotors, driving a shaft that powers the turbine's air compressor. Each turbine contains 600 gallons or more of lube and/or hydraulic oil, making maintenance performed in this area very dangerous. A hot work permit is required for any welding, cutting, heating, or work that involves an open flame. The electricity generated in our facility exits the plant through 13,800-volt reactors and off to a switchyard located on the west end of campus. These high-voltage yards are highly restricted areas and may be entered only by authorized individuals. The exhaust gas of the combustion process passes through the Rentex Supplemental Fired Heat Recovery Steam Generator, or HRSG, located on the exhaust end of the turbine. The HRSG takes the excess heat generated by the combustion of fuel and creates steam at pressures up to 600 psi. Inside each HRSG is a selected catalytic reduction unit. The SCR unit is required for air pollution control. Each one of the SCR units also contains ammonium hydroxide. The ammonium hydroxide is stored in an 8,000-gallon tank located outside the main turbine building. Piping throughout the plant delivers the corrosive liquid to a heater system and to the SCRs inside each boiler. Emission monitors continuously evaluate the air quality of the main exhaust stack to ensure compliance with our air permit. If you smell ammonia, please report it to the control room for investigation. Ammonia can be very irritating to your eyes and breathing tract. Steam generated by the HRSG is then delivered to a high-pressure steam turbine located in the northeast corner of the main turbine hall. As the 600-pound high-pressure steam makes its way to the steam turbine, it travels through various pipes. Although these pipes are insulated, they can be hot. When working in any of these areas, long sleeves are a must. In order to cool equipment throughout the facility, warm cooling water must be pumped to a series of cooling towers located on the roof. The water is treated, chilled, and cycled back through the facility, cooling off equipment. The cooling tower is made up of individual cells that hold enough water to pose a drowning risk. These cells are one of the many spaces managed under our confined space program. The various chemicals used to treat the water in the cooling towers are corrosive. Therefore, skin contact must be avoided. Husky Power's primary sources of water are the well fields and local rivers. Before the water can be used, it must be softened. That process takes place in our reverse osmosis and polisher units. The chemicals used to treat the water are extremely corrosive. They will burn you if contacted directly. All processed wastewater is discharged to the UConn Water Pollution Control Facility, located on the northwest end of campus behind the university's motor pool facility. One very important thing to remember is that the well fields and local tributaries are located within a couple miles of our facility. Any product that spills into an outside drain will discharge to these precious waterways. The drain covers within our facility are color-coded to indicate where the water is discharged. Orange drain covers flow to the oil-water separator. In Connecticut, oil and oil-saturated rags are considered regulated waste. The state of Connecticut's used oil regulations strictly prohibit any discharge of oil or slug chemicals. The regulated waste and storage area is located between the boiler house and main turbine building. No other chemicals or solvents may be stored in this area. No industrial liquid should be poured down any drain. What may be disposed in the dumpster can often be confusing. Therefore, please coordinate all waste disposal through the control room. If there's any doubt as to where a waste should be disposed, contact the control room. There are two types of spill kits located throughout the facility. Each kit is clearly marked for use as oil only or universal. If a spill or potential spill happens to occur, please do your best to stop the spill from reaching the drain and then contact the control room as soon as possible. The presence of high-pressure steam, natural gas, large quantities of fuel oil, high-voltage electricity, confined spaces, and various chemicals located in and around our facility require you to think before you act. Please observe all warning signs, signals, and notices. A yellow and black barricade tape means caution. You may enter these areas, but only with caution. A red and black barricade tape means danger. You may not enter into a danger demarked area unless you have been given permission to do so. Throughout the boiler house building, steam piping is insulated with asbestos. All insulation containing asbestos is properly marked. If you encounter damaged or friable asbestos insulation, please contact the control room immediately. The Environmental Protection Agency and the Connecticut Department of Public Health have stringent regulations about asbestos removal. Removal should only be performed under rigorously controlled environmental conditions. Do not attempt to handle any asbestos insulation. To ensure the safety of everyone visiting our facility, pants and long-sleeve shirts are required for leg, upper body, and arm protection. A hard hat, safety glasses with side shields, and hearing protection in high-noise areas are also required while on site. In addition, ANSI-approved safety shoes are necessary for personnel working in our facility. No sneakers, sandals, or open-toed shoes are allowed. Certain working conditions require special safety gear to prevent injuries. Face shields are essential when any cutting, grinding, or welding is taking place. Gloves are required to help prevent cuts, burns, or chemical contact. Appropriate arc and flash hazard protective gear is needed when working on medium and high voltage equipment. A fall protection harness is required when working at unprotected heights of 6 feet or greater. Smoking is prohibited inside any of the central utility plant buildings. Smoking is only allowed in designated areas outside of the facility. You will find smoking receptacles at these locations. If a receptacle is available, you are free to smoke in that designated area. Food is not allowed in any of the industrial work areas within Husky Power. Here at Husky Power, we have several types of permits. The primary permit systems are the Daily Contractor Work Permit, the Lockout Tagout Permit, the Confined Space Permit, and the Hot Work Permit. Our main permit system for ensuring safety and managing your work is the Contractor Daily Work Permit. Each contract firm has been assigned a facility representative that will explain in detail the scope of work you will be performing for us. A Husky Power representative will assist you in the completion of the Daily Work Permit. It will identify the type, location, and any high hazard permits required for that day's job. The permit also includes a list of all employees from your company that are on the site. Before starting any job, you must review your Daily Work Permit with a control room. This ensures that we know all the specifics about the work being performed. It also allows our staff to manage the necessary permits and systems for everyone's safety. The Daily Contractor Work Permit requires you begin and end your day in the control room. The control room is your primary source for information. Do not hesitate to contact them with any question or concern you may have. The Husky Power Lockout Tagout system is the group lockbox supervisory system. Husky Power operations will identify, isolate, tag, and apply an operations lock at the device location. The operations lock is the first lock on and the last lock off. This is the controlling lock. After discussing your work scope and pre-job briefing, you will sign on to the lotto in the control room. You will then have the opportunity to walk down the lotto with a Husky Power employee. Husky Power uses the supervisory lotto method. Not every worker is required to sign on and apply a lock. A group may work under one supervisor's lock, but each company must apply at least one lock for each applicable job. Under this system, the contract supervisor who signs on is responsible for managing the safety of their personnel working under his or her lock. The operations key to the device lock is secured inside the lock box located in the control room. You will then apply your own lock to the box for that job. Anyone can request a walk-down of the isolated system or apply a lock to the box even if your supervisor has signed on for a group. Excellent communication is essential to the success of the lotto or any safety procedure. Confined spaces are marked throughout the facility. Anyone